Hey guys, and welcome back to Cherry Hills. So today is same game day as we had in our last episode, but the sun has come out and the fog has cleared. So we've actually been hard at work since we last were together. In fact, we have finished planting down at Field 1, and I wanted to just go ahead and take us down there and kind of walk you around and see what we've got done or what we've gotten accomplished since we were last together. If you recall, we were last together. We had some issues planning down there. I think the heavy fog was causing some visibility problems. So once the fog cleared up, we were able to go ahead and get that field planted. In fact, we've gone ahead and actually planted and prepared field 3 also. So field 3 was just finished sowing that, and we're going to also spend today checking our animals, and I also want to check on the growth over at the other two fields that we leased. So before we get down to field 1, I just want to swing in here and check how our grass is coming along. Looks like we still have some growth left before we can mow here. We did fertilize this field, so we have 2 stages of fertilizer down on this field now. Let's keep on running down here. So guys, today it was announced that Farm Sim 17 Platinum Edition will come out on November 14th. And Platinum Edition promises to bring us a new map in a new region of the planet that we have not yet seen, and that is South America. So I'm really excited about this because it promises to give us new trees, new scenery, basically a whole new look and feel. I expect we'll have new buildings and everything. So you can see we've got our field of sunflowers here. It's in a seeded state. We've also went ahead and fertilized this one more time. So we have, let's take a look. So we have 2 stages of fertilizer on this field as well. We just need to wait for its first growth to put our 3rd layer on there. So let's go ahead and check out field 3, and then we'll check out the other 2 fields across the street. So we still haven't fertilized our field 2, which is where we pulled our soybeans out a couple episodes ago. We will probably get to that off camera. I think we've shown fertilizing plenty enough on the channel, so we will deal with that off camera. Let's just duck in here and check out this field. So in this field we have spelt seeded, and this field actually has all 3 levels of fertilizer on it because we fertilized this field after harvest. We used the harvesters were set to spread chopped straw down on the field. So when we planted with our seed hawks, which actually put a cultivation level on there, we cultivated our chopped straw in, which gave us our 2nd fertilized level, and then the seed hawks also fertilized while they seed, which then gave us our 3rd level of fertilizing. So back to the Platinum Edition. The Platinum Edition also promises to bring us a new crop, or at least 1 new crop, possibly more, and that is sugarcane. And with sugarcane, we get a new harvester. So that is really exciting because right now there are some maps, I think, with sugarcane or with sugar. I guess with sugarcane in the game, in the map as an added crop type, but we use a standard harvester for that, and that's not very realistic. So here we have our oats growing. We still have a few stages of growth, I think, for our oats, but they look very nice. We've got a very nice field of oats here, and I'm actually expecting that the oat harvest will be our next episode. I'm excited about that because we're going to try to have everything fully automated. So we're going to look for 2 harvesters, which we've done in the past. We're going to try to have 2 trucks, one dedicated to each harvester, unloading and bringing it back to either a single semi that will then take it to the silo, or possibly both trucks will be taking their own loads to the silo. And then we're looking to also have 2 forage wagons running and picking up the straw. And goal is to have that working automatically. So at any point in time, we should have 6 automatic AI courseplay workers working in the field. Alright, so here's our sorghum, and it's growing very well. We're at the same 57% of growth on our field of sorghum. That's very, very well looking. Alright, so now that we've checked on our crops and we've checked on everything, I wanted to go over here and check on our animals. I think they've been neglected long enough, and I think they need some care. So we're going to tend to our animals, and maybe I think we've got a fair number of wool pallets that we're going to need to go ahead and pick up, and we'll probably just store them in the truck. Because when I last looked at our price overlay, it looks like wool is at a pretty low price. Wool is only at $24.46, so we're just going to hold on to our wool and see about boosting that price here in a bit. So we're just going to park our gator in here. Well, I guess we should turn it off. And we're going to go check on the feed troughs and the water troughs. So it would be really cool with Farmer's Touch if you could get a fill level by just coming up to these troughs. I think that would be really cool. Kind of like you get a fill level when you walk up here to the slurry tank. That's another thing. We've emptied our slurry tank here and we've taken up to the manure factory at the BGA. So let's take a look at our animal overlay and see what we've got to work with here. Alright, so our cows they're pretty good with water, but they need some straw, some grass, and some power food, and as a result of giving them power food, they will get hay and silage. Looks like our pigs are needing water, and the foods, they're down to, I guess, about 60%. We are up to 140 pigs, so if we have time, we're going to take a load of pigs down to out to our processing plant. And then our sheep, looks like they could use a little bit of water and a little bit of grass and hay. So let's go ahead and jump in our telehandler and see how much grass and hay, or grass, our pigs and not our pigs, our sheep and our cows are going to take. So again, remember, these are the big bales. These are bigger than 4,000 liters. There's 6,100 liters each. I think I heard our gate open. Oh, nope. We'll use our remote control to open our gate. I suspect that will be enough for them. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, that has filled them up quite nicely. So let's take a bale down to let's close that gate up. Let's take a bale on over to our cows and see if see how much they need. We're going to have to jump out of cab here, get a little better visibility. I know we're using pallet forks for this, but it doesn't seem to matter. It seems to work quite well. So by the time this airs, the mod contest will have finished. I'm recording this actually the day before the winners are announced. So I don't have any news to tell you about the mod contest, but I am very excited and very looking forward to hearing about the winners. All right, let's see if they need another one. It looks like they can take another bale. So we'll just go ahead and get another bale to them. So one thing I do not know is I do not know if we will need to advance into another game day before our 2 leased fields are harvested. I'm kind of hoping that we can get those fields harvested today, so we don't have another $700,000 lease payment coming out of the bank. So the Platinum Edition also promises to bring us 4 new manufacturers to the game for equipment. So that is very exciting. It looks like, well, at least one of those manufacturers specializes in sugarcane harvesting equipment. So we know that the one of the particular sugarcane harvester, or possibly harvesters, that's going to be brought to the game is a Case IH harvester, but there may be other harvesters that are brought into the game for our sugar cane, so we will have to see about that. So let's see, do we need another bale of grass? It looks like they could use another bale of grass, so we'll go ahead and take them on a 3rd bale. So something I also wanted to talk about was how long the livelihood of this series. And what I'm finding is that given the size of these fields, it is taking me a fairly long time to prep everything between episodes, because I don't just want to bring you all 15 episodes of me fertilizing fields over the course of the span of the run of this series. I want to try to bring you all new and interesting things each episode. And that's one of the reasons why we used Follow Me to harvest the soybeans, is because I wanted to bring a different way of running multiple harvesters to the audience. And hopefully when we harvest our sorghum, I will bring to you another way to use multiple harvesters. But very realistically, and that's why we didn't really show the seeding of Field 3 with respect to when we seeded it with spelt was because we've already shown seeding so much that it really did not make much sense to me to go ahead and bring that into the channel yet again. So we're going to park our telehandler right here. And we're going to go and run across the street with our gator and pick up a tractor or a truck and a trailer, and we're going to bring some straw over. And we'll use whatever we bring over to get water for our sheep. So like I said, I don't want to bring, countless episodes of us fertilizing or sowing fields as we basically cycle from harvest to harvest to harvest. So I want to bring new and interesting things. But in order to bring new and interesting things, oftentimes there's a fair amount of work that needs to go in between episodes. And sometimes that work could be 5 or 6 hours of gameplay in order to get to the point where I want to be to bring in the next episode. So I'm thinking that maybe our life here on Cherry Hills is going to be a little bit shortened compared to our Serenity Valley series. From the standpoint of the amount of prep work I've got to do is possibly just a bit too much to be bringing in multiple episodes per week. If I have to put in 8 hours of gameplay between one episode and the next. So I'm thinking we may only run this series possibly as short as 20 to 22 episodes. And we may continue to come to Cherry Hills on occasion, because I may continue to play this map on occasion for just for personal pleasure. But we will have to see. So we're going to come on in here. Actually, we don't have any straw. We used it all. So I forgot about that. So we will not be able to load straw up. But once we get... I'm also looking to see if we have pig food. No, we don't have pig food. We don't have power food. We have power food in here. I'm not seeing power food. Nope, no forage in here. Alright, so we're just going to run over to our factories, our food making machines. So we used all of our straw because I wanted to get our compost masters up and running. So let's get some pig food in here. I don't know how much this is going to take, so we'll just go ahead and fill it up, and whatever's left over we'll just put in our silo. So what I was saying is I'll probably run this series maybe 22 episodes. I pretty much have 20 episodes planned out already, so we'll just see where we are once we get to that point. And we will probably bring in a smaller map for the next series, simply something that's a bit more manageable. I'm not sure which one quite yet, but I do know that in our Serenity Valley series I put up a poll as to what our next map would be over there, and so far there are only 2 maps that have votes. So it may very well may be the map that is not used for our Serenity Valley series. So we will try to keep that series at 3 days a week, and this series may be a little less frequent, or we may bring these episodes out maybe on the weekends to get you guys some weekend content. So we might do this series, whatever replaces this map, and we may release those on Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll have Monday, Wednesday, Friday for whatever replaces Serenity Valley, and Tuesdays and Thursdays for maps. So we'll basically end up with content every day of the week, but the content will be obviously different depending on your depending on your interest. So let's see, we've got 35,000 liters. Is that how much? 37,000 liters of pig food in here. So let's see how much our pigs really do take. If I wanted to, I would go ahead and pull some pigs out of here before I fill their trough up. So if this doesn't fill the trough up, that might be what we just do, is leave it at whatever level it is. And then, there we go, we filled it up. So we won't have to worry about that, because once we take our pigs to market, so to speak, we won't need near as much food in the trough. So by having it full now, once we take the pigs out, that trough will be basically extended beyond the next 6 days, and will probably support those pigs for 7 days, possibly 8 days, depending on how well we keep the pig population in control. Alrighty. Just since we can't put the pig food back in our pig food machine, we'll just have to store it in the silo here. And we've topped off our pig food machine and our forage machine, so it should kick into production to top itself back off here shortly. So we'll see. Wonder how much silage and power food this will use up. But again, we've got plenty of supplies in there, and we will just have to see how much this uses. We may actually have to come get another load for the cows. So we are still running the more realistic mod in here. It's been updated a few times to give hopefully better handling. One of the last updates was hopefully to give better front wheel grip when under load, because the wheels on some previous versions, tractors would have a really hard time staying straight. It seemed like the lateral grip of the front tires was hardly there at all. So far this seems fairly well behaved. So let's take a look, and as you can see, we have both columns going up. That is normal when you feed power food. Alright, looks like we could probably give them another load. So I think instead of giving them a full load, we'll probably just give them a half load of power food. There, see, our pig food machine is turned on, and our power food machine is cycled on. Looks like we didn't quite take that turn wide enough. Alright, so we're going to put about 15,000 units in here if we can stop it. Alright, let's see how this does. And even if this doesn't fill them up, we're just going to leave it at there. So guys, you may be wondering what just happened there. I had a phone call from my daughter. I had to run and pick her up. So I had to put an abrupt stop to our recording. But now we are back, and we're going to finish our job here. So we're going to put this load in here. Then, you know, I did not even think about our pigs with recourse to the water. So we're going to jump in our telehandler again once we empty this. There we go. Let's see this climb up here. So it didn't quite get all the way full, but that's fine. We're close enough for me. I might fill it up off camera just to have it topped off there. But we're going to run over here and give our piggy some water. And I don't remember if I've shown you all this. We're going to drop our forks. And we're going to run down here. I guess we should close that gate. We're going to run down here, and I'm going to show you something cool that's in the Cote Universal Tank Pack. If you've updated it recently, then you have these little tanks. And that's what we're going to use to feed or not to feed, but to water our pigs. So the Cote Universal Pack includes this telehandler hook. Okay, so it's just a hook attachment, and we're going to extend our boom a little bit, and whoops, we're going to hook up to this this container, and we're going to go ahead and empty it into our water trough. And then we'll fill it back up, because I suspect our pigs will need more water than this has. So I think this tank holds like 4,000 or 5,000 liters. So the only downside of this tank is it does swing around a bit. But you can just do this to fill it up. I think the top lid does open up, yep. So that you could fill it from the top by popping the top lid off. It does have a fill gauge. Let's get out and take a look. So it does have a fill gauge on it. So it looks like it holds 4,000 liters the way it's ticking up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring it on up out of the water. And you could use this to hold just about anything, because it will hold any liquid that's in the game. You could imagine having 3 or 4 of these maybe on a semi-trailer that might have liquid fertilizer in it, or pretty much anything else, like I said, that's a liquid. So let's see here. Hopefully we won't need to take another load up to them. Oh, we're just about there. We are, actually. I was going to say we're just about full. So we will leave this over here. We'll disconnect that. And we don't have much need for this hook. So we'll leave that there. And we'll run back up and get our pallet fork. Make sure we shut our gate behind us. Alright. We're just about of time. Actually, I think we are out of time, but we're going to run over here and go ahead and pick up our semi, and I will load these pallets off camera of wool. We are not going to sell them because, as I said earlier, the price is not favorable. But we will go ahead and clear them off of the pallet area. Since this is a Stevie's map, the pallet area does have an auto sell trigger associated to it. So if the pallets do fill up, and the next time one spawns, it will auto sell. So we don't want that, because I understand that the auto sell trigger is at a very bad price. It is not very favorable. So we don't want that. So we're going to use our cargo bowl that has actually been customized by myself, and I don't think I've shown this off to anybody other than Mr. Eustace Pharmer, who has seen it. You may have seen it in passing as I had this parked in here, but we'll just show it off here before we end. I do want to thank everybody for subscribing and watching. We are over our 400 subscriber level, so let's do a little fun reveal. So there it is. We have customized our YouTube logo on the sides and the back of this particular truck or trailer, and we can let's see here, we can unfold it. Let's just open the back. Unfold cargo bowl. Yep. So you can see we can open the back and our logo splits, or we can open the sides. You can see our straps go down and then the side rolls back. You've probably seen this before on different times, or maybe you even have this particular mod. But we've gone in and we've customized it a little bit. So as I was saying, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed. We are now over 400 subscribers. I would never have thought that we would have gotten over 400 subscribers this quickly. So I want to thank everyone that is a subscriber. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you are not a subscriber and you like this content and you want to get notifications of new content, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. And then finally, I'd encourage you all to check out the YouTube guys in my description. They are all members of the Three Dudes Gaming Network. Let's see if I can back this up while I talk. They're all members of the Three Dudes Gaming Network. They all put out really great YouTube content. Their content is vastly different from each other, to the point where you are more than likely going to find something that you like out of one of those gentlemen. And speaking of the Three Dudes Gaming Network, I encourage you all to sign up at the Three Dudes Gaming Network forum. There is a link in the description to that website. There is a community multiplayer server that is run by the Three Dudes gaming member, GrizzlyBearSims. And we also have, we are the exclusive web host for, not Oxygen David, but for Dusty Dave's Pemberton Farms. So you can find that particular mod or particular map also at the Three Dudes Gaming Network if you're interested in playing that. So until next time, guys, happy farming.